What is up, guys? Valentine again. Sorry for no intro, but this is a new series. I found some cool lists on the internet, and I'm just gonna play some games in the background, and also kind of give you a look at some free games on the internet that I found. The whole series is all gonna be free games, except for Minecraft, because there will probably be some Minecraft in there if I can't find another game. All free. This one is called Forsaken World. It is from Perfect World International. They have tons of games out there, all free unless you want extra content. A little bit about this game. There are 5 races and 8 classes to choose from, as well as the 2 different genders. Some of the features are achievements, an in-game encyclopedia, daily and weekly events for prizes, the Erda boutique to buy pets and items and anything you need, guilds, jobs, pets, prayer for items periodically based on your character's zodiac sign, PvP, titles, running your own vendor shop, and a multitude of servers to play on. I've only been playing this game for a little while, just started this one, and it is really fun. I've played some of the other Perfect World games, and they've really sucked me in a couple of times. I'll leave a link in the description as well for the Forsaken World and Perfect World sites. They are completely immersive. You get fun, free gameplay. They have Facebook pages to like, they have forums to communicate with people and find yourself a guild. They have a whole section just for guilds. This game is extremely fun, and that's why I picked it. It is one of the best free games I've ever played. The game does require you to download it, but yes, it is a hefty download, but once you get into the game, it is completely worth it. You're not even paying for it, so leave the download overnight, and in the morning, you'll have excellent gameplay to jump right into first thing in the morning. So let's get right into the list. Alright, so this one, we're gonna go with the 7 commandments all video games should obey. Number 7 is you should be able to play with your real life friends in real life. Some games that don't is Grand Theft Auto 4, MotorStorm, and Shadowrun. So most places, most games won't let you play with friends at your house. And that's just one of the stupidest things ever. I have friends over all the time, and we can never play any games together because they're all on something that we don't like. And the games that we do like don't offer that. Don't offer you to play with it, because one of the main reasons is because 4 people can play off one copy, one $60 copy. Instead, they make you play online through a screen so you can't see anybody for $240 because you all have to buy a copy, which I think is ridiculous. I think you should be able to play with your friends. We need more social interaction, and being able to play next to a friend, invite them over for some bullshit time. Games back in the 90s had split screen, even had split screen for 4 people, and they only had 4 megabytes of RAM. So the Wii is one of the ones that do allow people to play with each other at their homes, and a lot of them are Wii Sports, Wii Play, Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers, and all of those. So we're going to go to the next one, and that is you should not pad the length of your games. Some of these games that do that: Mass Effect, Godfather games, Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, Elder Scrolls Oblivion 4, Any open world game, pretty much, that has come out within our generation. Any game can say, hey, this game has 1,000,000 hours of gameplay because you have to go from point A to point B on a horse for 50 minutes. Or in a car, whatever, and you just have to look at that scenery over and over again. And I know the game I'm playing right now does that. A lot of like World of Warcraft does that as well. Any MMORPG, because you gotta go in between each person. But if it's a console game, single player, you shouldn't have to run around for 20 minutes trying to get through trying to find things. Portal was only 4 hours long. Everybody loves that game. A lot of games are just saying, hey, go here, bring it back to me, and then you're done. Most MMOs are that way, and that's the reason they should be that way, is because the hours of gameplay you put into an MMO is a lot different. There's a lot of interaction with other people, and there's a lot of different things to do. There's mob grinding, there's quests, there's going off and finding people to play with. And it's not just a single player experience. The single player experience can be fun, but when you're telling a story, the MMO, you can tell that story, but you can also hype up the gameplay to thousands upon thousands of hours of gameplay because you have all that content to go through. Like World of Warcraft, thousands of people get sucked into that. And it's because they have so much to do in it. But single player games, there's that linear story. Or if it's an open world, there's still that linear story, and the only padding is just scenery. It's just a place to run around in. The next commandment on our list is, thou shalt not force repetition on the player. Some of the games that do this is Resident Evil 4, God of War, Heavenly Sword, No More Heroes, Dead Rising, and every game with save checkpoints. The fact is, people only find repetition enjoyable when they choose it. A lot of times that includes grinding in MMOs. I say that way too much, but it's just stupid when they just throw mob after mob after mob at you, and you don't want it. You want to get on with the storyline, and you want to get to a save point. Because sometimes you just want to save, quit, and go to bed. Or save, quit, and go eat. A lot of times you can't because that level takes 40 minutes from the padding of the game. Another thing is forcing players to watch cutscenes all the time. Cutscenes should only be used as a dynamic tool. It should only be a couple of seconds or maybe a minute or two to tell the story. But if you can't tell the story through the game, it's just an interactive movie. And it's not a fun interactive movie. Next commandment is, you should make killing fun. Some games that don't do this. Resident Evil, Umbrella Chronicles, Half-Life games, almost any game where you fight with a sword. It's a bunch of button mashing and start you off with a bullshit weapon. The fact is, human psyche, we find a goal, we work towards it, even if it is the most boring thing ever. You work towards that next goal because in your mind, or in the back of your mind, I should say, it tells you, hey, this is real. Even though consciously you know it's not, subconsciously it's, if I don't do this, my player could die. And in turn, it turns it into, if I don't do this, my game could end or I could die. And your game turns it into real world worth, like coins. When you shoot a gun in most games, bullets have no effect. You shoot someone in the leg, they're gonna go down. You shoot someone in the arm, they're not gonna be able to use their gun in that arm. When you fill a game with hordes of the same bad guy, it just gets back to that button mashing to get through it, and you're tired of it by the second wave. It would be better if games could change it up. Use like a level 1 and a level 2 monster that are totally different, or a level 5. That way you have to change tactics constantly and you're always keeping the player engaged in the situation. If you're not keeping the player engaged in the situation, they don't want to play. Our next commandment, number 3, you should not, thou shalt admit when enough is enough. Some of the games, Call of Duty. I absolutely hate the Call of Duty series. Now, I know I'll get a lot of flack for that, but I don't care. I don't like how it looks. I don't like how it handles. Yes, I have played, and I don't like any of it. When you have to do escort mission after escort mission, you're just taking trips in between one place to the next with guys shooting at you. At least make the NPC character smart enough to duck or something. If you're having an NPC character run behind you, they're not just going to run behind you, they're going to duck for their life. If you make the games more realistic, the player can submerge themselves better into the game. The next one is, thou shalt make sure your game actually works. This is number 2. The violators are Bully for the 360, the Orange Box for the PS3, and way too many others to count. When a game goes under beta testing, that is the whole reason there is beta testing, so that when it gets to full release, it will actually work. If it doesn't work, no one's going to buy it. Or you'll get this big explosion from all the hype that you've gotten, first week of maybe first week, of your sell date. But other than that, it's going to go right down the toilet. Brink was supposed to be an excellent game. Everybody had their hopes up for it, and it just came crashing down after a while. Because they didn't fix their glitches, and they didn't fix it. When your game has to load for half an hour to go to the next level, there might be a problem. When you're working with the Xbox and the PS3 and the Wii, you know exactly what's inside that person's system. I can understand for PC games because everybody's PC is different, but the 360, the PS3, they're all standard. Yes, you can say, oh, you need this certain PS3 or you need this certain Xbox, but most of them are standard. When the loading bar comes up, nobody wants to sit there for half an hour. And our last and final commandment, better graphics do not equal better innovation and/or creativity. If your graphics are top of the line and your idea is pushing buttons to get through certain doors, or is all puzzles and they're not even creative, no one's still going to buy your product. Nintendo sells more than the PlayStation and the Xbox, or the PlayStation and Xbox companies, with their Wii, the DS, all that other. Just because the graphics are better doesn't mean anything. Look at Minecraft. It's got a shit ton of people playing it. Yet everybody is, oh, the graphics are blocky and it sucks. Hell, the game I'm playing right now is completely free. And the graphics are better than any free game you could ask for. When you hire shit voice actors as well, you get shit acting. And when you get shit acting, the game gets to the point where people don't want to watch the cutscenes. And they're ripping their ears out by the middle of the cutscene. And when it ends, it's like writing a book. You have to keep the action and the tense moments up and down, because if it's just a flat line, everyone's gonna get bored. Alright guys, that has been the first cracked video. I hope to do some more with some other games. Let me know if you like this. The link for the article is in the description. Alright guys, this is Valentine out.